Hi, I'm Dan Onissen, and I am with the Nocturnal.
Great. Hello.
Hi, BJ. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. First of all, I love the movie. It's excellent, and the one thing that sticks out the most, there's these very indelible images of this beautiful landscape. You have this beautiful tableau of oil derricks, and it almost feels like a western, which you don't usually see mixed with comedies, which is what this is. And I was wondering how, as a director and a creative, you got these images in your head and brought them to life, and then put a comedy right in front of it, which you typically don't see.
Thank you. I wanted it to be a world that an unlikely person was in. So,
Hmm.
on one level, I would compare it to one type of Coen Brothers movie turns into the other type of Coen Brothers movie.
Right.
Inspiring to me that No Country for Old Men and True Grit were made by the same people who made Fargo and Big
Right.
Lebowski. It shows that, those voices, they have some link. And could I find that link and make it work? So that was an inspiration. Another was the film The Long Goodbye, which has Elliot Gould as a very unlikely protagonist in a noir.
Hmm.
So I thought, I do like movies that combine different tones and take all those tones seriously. And I thought, a Western that landscape that happened, the stranger that comes to town happening to be like a Brooklyn podcaster. Let's just play that realistically, and the tone will come out. But I did love making it feel like he really walked into someone else's movie, and I wanted that to look like a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned.
Lynn Moncrief deserves a lot of credit. He really helped me strategize the best way to shoot what we had.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you mentioned those four Coen movies, but I really felt Blood Simple a lot, especially in that very first. Was that something in the back of your head?
I saw Blood Simple so long ago that I can't claim it influenced me unless subconsciously. But yes, a number of people brought up Blood Simple.
Great. So your character is very self-conscious about not being condescending or exploiting this new community he's going into, and you as a filmmaker, you're making a movie about this subject, and in a way you are going into a new community. And what were considerations or maybe reservations you had in how you approach that?
Well, I didn't want to do the obvious or the easy. I thought that would just be lame and unentertaining. So that would have been making fun of the obvious differences. I wanted to find the surprises. And, I went into such depth to find the contrast between how the Texans presented themselves and who they really were, that at a certain point I was like, oh man, I better be fair to the New Yorkers too, because
Right.
you make fun of yourself, and New Yorkers are, especially in the media world, are as much an easy target as red state Texans. So, the fact that Issa Rae played my producer gave me a huge leg up, because she carries with her such intelligence and integrity that I thought, oh, okay, just live up to that world, really make that a great movie in its own way. And I got Terry Gross to play the podcast head of the company. So it was really important to me to not do the obvious.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thanks so much, BJ. Really appreciate it.
Well,
and
thanks,
excited for everyone else to get to see this movie as
thanks
well.
for wanting to talk. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one. Dan Onissen from the Nocturnal.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Boyd. How's it going?
Doing really well.
Great. So Boyd, you yourself are from a small town. You grew up in a small town, and this film, for the most part, takes place in a small town. And did you bring any of your life experience into that? Maybe did you tell BJ, these are how things are really like? And you could just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in an isolated part of Eastern Kentucky, which is central Appalachia, and traveling the country in little small places like that, you do have these really unique, eccentric characters that are populate or punctuate the area. So I unfortunately didn't have any advice for BJ because BJ is such a wonderful writer. I didn't really want to get in his way too much. I mean, he does such a wonderful job of researching this and getting down to Texas, months and months before all of us.
Great. And when I think of you, or at least when I watch this movie, I expected your character to be, like a character you played in Narcos, or your usually serious character, and just that's totally not what this is. Was that an extra challenge? Was this more fun than other roles you've had? And what was it like playing against type a little bit?
Well, I think it's actually, I found it to be a little bit more difficult. Playing in that sort of frequency and embodying a character like that is. It's a lot more coming out of you. A person that is positive is so much light coming from them, rather than a person who's in a dark place. It really takes a different type of effort that's difficult to verbalize, but also in a way this is a complete relief and a ton of weight off my shoulders just to be that side of me, that personality of me, where there's nothing but, empathy and love and passion coming out of a character. It's something that I haven't been able to play it.
Great. And I think BJ did a really good job of bringing that out. And you said he's a consummate professional, but, this is his first feature that he's made. So, what was it like watching him, do his first rodeo, so to speak?
Well, that's extremely difficult. I'll just be honest with you. I wanted to buy the ticket to take the ride just to see if he could pull it off. I knew that he could because he's so talented, but you've got a person who's taking on a challenge of writing something from scratch. They're going to wrangle and produce all of this while acting in it and giving a great performance, and then on top of that, directing all the other actors. So managing all that in your headspace, it's something that I aspire to do, and I'm just happy to be there, to be, a pirate on his ship, and out there in the ocean trying to find our story.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Boyd. Really loved the movie, loved your role. I think I'll be quoting your Whataburger speech with my friends for a long time. So really loved it all, and thanks for your time. And excited to have everyone see the movie in theaters.
Awesome. Thanks for your support.
Right. Thanks. Take care. Bye bye.